Welcome again. Now in our last lesson we talked about difference between data and information, and before I proceed on, I want to quickly remind you that data refers to raw numbers, letters, symbols, images, facts which have not yet been processed and are meaningless to the computer user. And I gave you examples of data, numbers, letters, images, pictures, videos, symbols, and many others. Then we said information is now processed data. Once data is processed by the computer, we call it information. And we said information is meaningful to the data. So that is where we left, and today I want us to look at the functions of a computer. And this is a question that will mostly come in exams and students will fail. The reason why students will fail is because they will confuse with another question which will ask uses of computers. So what's the difference when we say functions of computer and uses of computers? So when we talk about functions of computer, we look at the things that the computer does to the data we enter in it. What does the computer do to the data we enter in the computer itself? But when it comes to the uses, is how we human beings use computers in our daily life. What do we use computers to do? And now that's where you cannot say that I use computer to process data. No, that's not a use. That is a function of the computer. So right away, in very fast and a very short lesson, on the screen you can see the various functions of a computer, and functions are what the computer does to the data, and they are arranged in an orderly manner somehow. And the first thing, as we know, the computer have to receive what we call data. The computer receives data. The receiving of data in a computer is what we call input. And you can also be asked which computer parts are used to enter data in the computer. Of course, those are input parts of the computer, but I don't want to teach that now. I'm going to teach it later because we have that topic ahead. So the first thing of a computer is to receive data or to receive input in form of data. Once a computer receives data, it either stores it before processing. So another part is to store data. Storage of data is very important. Then process the data. Another question which is very common to people, but now they ask themselves, somebody is talking of processing data. What is processing data? Many people don't know what is processing data. Now in a computer we don't have something like where can I press to process data. Processing data is mainly the instructions you give the computer to perform on the data you entered. For example, you can be doing arithmetic sums or whatever, and you want to multiply a number, you want to add, you want to subtract, you want to divide. So that option you are giving the computer, you have selected two numbers, then you want to maybe select add them. That is an example of data processing. So the computer will add the numbers. That is what we call processing. If you instruct the computer to arrange the data from small to large or opposite large to small, that is processing. It is working on the data according to what you want it, or what you have instructed it to do. That is what we call data processing. If it is to save, that's part of processing. So the next function of a computer is to give results. And once data is processed, we said we call it information. So anything that comes out of the computer for you to use, to see, to watch, to send, that is a result, and in the computer language, that one we call it output. So the next one we had said it is store data. To store data, so some computers, it's good before processing, the data is stored, or it can process then store it as in form of output. Then a computer process numerical calculations and non-numerical calculations. Numerical calculations are calculations that involve the numbers, and non-numerical calculations are calculations that do not involve numbers. For example, you want to sort your data according to alphabet or alphabetically, so the computer will calculate or process that data so that the first the appearance of your data follows the alphabet order. So the last thing of today, which I want us to go very fast through, is the list the examples of computers. This is a common question. They will ask you to list 4 examples of computers. Here they are. We have a notebook, and I want you to be very keen. Notebook, laptop, MacBook, those things are the same. The difference is only the size. So this is one of them, an example of a computer. Underline the word example. I'm not saying types of computers, I'm saying examples of computers. So do not confuse that. Examples: we have a notebook, we have a desktop computer. Desktop computer is a desktop it's a computer where the monitor sits next to the CPU, or the CPU sits next to the monitor. That's also an example of a computer. Then we have the common laptop, tablets. Those are examples, not types. Examples of computers. We have servers. Servers are big computers that are serving others with data and processing of large information. Then we have iPads, things you already know, I'm sure of that. We have MacBook. I have said MacBook, laptop, and notebook are similar, except that they are different in size. The smartphone we use in daily life, that's an example of computers. We have what we call smartwatch, examples of computers. Then we have workstation. Workstation is a combination of computers which are operated with using a single user. So when you are asked examples of computers, kindly note that we just have to mention notebook, desktop, laptop, tablets. We have servers there, and then we have iPads, we have MacBook, that's a MacBook. We have a smartphone, smartwatch, workstation. The only thing you can add here maybe are things like ATM machines. Those also are examples of computers. We have what we call washing machines. Those are examples of computers. Microwaves. Those are examples of computers that are used in daily life. So I believe you have taken in something. This is our second lesson, and it ends or stops there. Thank you.